As the young people say, I didn't come to play. I came to slay. Wait until you see this. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here. You chose a great day to stop by because we're going to take this one-dimensional piece of Dollar Tree Valentine's decor and I am going to turn it into something absolutely fabulous. Seriously, y'all, we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into this beautiful workspace or home space organizer. Holds a lot. It is very deep. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look at this, and then I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make it. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, so here's a closer look at what we're going to be making today. When finished, this is 10 by 4, and it is approximately 9 inches tall at the tallest, and we have 5 inches here on the side. Y'all, this is a beautiful piece. It used to look like this. Look at that cheapo piece of home decor from the Dollar Tree, but we took it and we turned it into something absolutely fabulous and absolutely usable for the home space or the workspace. I can easily see this in a bathroom, in the living room, by the front door for the keys in the mail. You can even set these in the kitchen. You can set them on your desk space at work. So we are about to make this and you're going to see just how easy it is to do. Now I am using this piece of home decor from the Dollar Tree, but if this does not work for you and you don't have it, you'll be able to make something similar to this by following along with some of the measurements that I will be giving. So we're going to be using one of these. I have already taken one apart and I'll show you how easy that is to do. Then I have 2 pieces of decorative cardstock of the same pattern, and then 2 more pieces of the same pattern. And these are all 12 by 12. And then I have a piece of medium weight chipboard. It is 12 by 12. So I'm going to show you just how easy it is to take this apart. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut away this rope. So it's very easy to pull apart. If you just start bending it like this, you'll be able to take this piece and just free it from the back piece. Now, one thing that I did notice when I was doing this, you might have some little nails. You just need to go in, grab those, and pull them out. And then all we have to do is tear away this part here. And when you do that, you might encounter some little tiny nails. This one doesn't have it, but the first one I did have it. You just need to take some needle nose pliers and just pull those out. They're really tiny and they come right out. So now we're ready to make our project, but I don't want my tops to be pointy. So I'm going to take them and put them in my electronic paper cutter and just straight line this across. But if you like the pointy envelope look of this, you can leave it as is. If you don't, you can take your ruler, your finger blade, or X-Acto knife, make some passes, get in there nice and deep to the point where you'll finally be able to just snap it. Then you can go back and clean it up a little bit. But I'm going to go put this in my cutter and I'll be right back. All right, so I've made my cuts to straighten this out. And now I'm starting with the piece that is 10 by 5. So if you are looking to make a project like this and you don't have this, your piece needs to start at 10 by 5, and then you can make whatever cut you want here to get the envelope look, or you can leave it straight across like that. Then this piece is 10 by 9. So if you're looking to make the backboard piece, you need a piece that is 10 by 9. And then you can angle in if you want, or you can leave it a straight back. So now I'm going to take my tape And I am just going to go ahead and add some tape to my project, both pieces. All right, so now that we have these two pieces, I am going to go ahead and just cover my pieces. So I am going to peel away my tape backers from the front pieces. So let's go ahead and we're going to take this piece and let's put it down like this because we do want to have a border. So let's get that nice and stuck, and I think that's going to be very pretty. And so now I'm going to take my finger blade and just cut to follow the shape. So now let's take our stylus, press it against the chipboard, and go around just to create a nice professional score. Because now we can take this and we can fold it everywhere that we have an angle. So here's what we're going to do. Everywhere that we have a point on our house, because it looks like a house, we are going to angle in this way and this way, like that. This way and this way. Everywhere there's a point. This way and this way. This way, and then I'll just do straight down there. And then this way, here, and here. So now our piece should look like this. I am going to take my tape runner and I am just going to place some tape. And I can use my tape runner here because I will sandwich this in between a back liner piece. So let's just add that tape. Let's just go ahead and fold over. And now I'll use my big old spatula just to get everything nice and stuck. Then we'll go along the edge and just square everything like that. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to use this piece to actually cover it. So we'll do the same thing with removing our tape backers. So let's take this piece, let's place it down like this, let's flip it over, getting it nice and stuck. And now I'll do the same thing that I did with this one. I'm going to cut around the shape. So first I'm just going to cut across here like this. Then I'm going to cut in here, and then I'll cut here. And then where this V is, I am just going to go ahead and cut straight. So now I'll take my stylus, let's go around, press into the paper. And again, we'll do that folding to train our paper to fold over. And then y'all, everywhere that we have a point, we're going to do that nice angle that we did on that first piece. everywhere there's a point. And there is a point here, so we're going to have to do it here. And I'll cut like that, and then like this. Point is here, so we have to do it here. And then we have a point here, and a point right here. So now I'm just going to take my tape runner again, add my tape. You can use glue or you can use your tear tape. I'm just using this tape runner because I will have a liner piece on this. So let's just go ahead and add that tape. Now I'm going to take all of these pieces and fold them over, but I can see that's a little bit long there. So I am just going to cut off a little bit there, as well as a little bit here, so that those will fold over nice and easy, like that. And then we'll take this piece, fold it over, and get it nice and stuck. We'll do the same thing with this one. Let's fold it over and get it nice and stuck. And now we can fold these over. That one and that. Now I just need to go around with my big old spatula and make sure that I have everything nice and stuck. And then I want to make sure that I have everything nice and squared. Like that. So we have our two pieces. We have that front. I do want to cover this, so I'm going to take this piece of leftover, put it down like this. Then I'm going to flip over. I'm going to trim away that excess there. Then I'm going to take my pen and just make a mark there. And now I'm going to take my ruler and we'll cut inside the mark about 1/4 inch. Let's go ahead and do a test fit of this piece so I can see that I can remove just a little bit from one edge. So I'm just going to trim away a little bit of this. And then I'm going to use my glue because I don't feel like taping this odd piece or this odd shape. So I am just going to use some glue. And now I can take this, put it on like this. Let's slide it over. Let's go ahead and work that glue in. And now we have this piece done. I'm going to bring in my trimmer and that piece of chipboard. I'm going to swap out my good blade for one of the dull blades because I have that marking on it. So I can use this blade to cut a single sheet of chipboard. So I am going to go ahead and just take this and I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. Let's go ahead and cut away this piece. By 10 1/4. So this will be my base. And then I'm going to cut out 2 side pieces that are going to be 3 3/4. by 4 3/4. By 4 3/4. So I'll cut out 2 of those that are 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let's go ahead and just separate these. I'm going to go ahead and add tape to these pieces, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have my tape on my pieces. I am going to go ahead and peel away the tape backers. We are going to take this piece of 12 by 12. This is our base, and I'm going to place this piece down like this. I'll use my stylus to go around. And then I'll stand it up, and we're going to fold. And again, we're going to do that same angle cutting on the ends that we did on the other pieces. So let's do that here. Everywhere there's a point. Let's get that angle going. So here I'm doing it this way. Then I'm going to take my finger blade and just cut in this direction, because we're going to wrap around. So now I'm going to take my tape. Let's add some tape to these 3 sides. Let's fold over, and fold over. Now we'll get these nice and stuck. Then we'll take this piece and let's just fold it over like this. And I'll take my pin, make a mark. Then I'll take my ruler, cut inside that mark about 1/4 inch. And now I'll be able to do a nice wraparound. So I'm going to take some tape. We're going to place our tape here on the inside. We'll place a piece here. And then we'll place a piece along the edges. Peel away my tape backers, and we'll do our wraparound. So now we'll take this, pull it over nice and tight, and wrap it around. I'll take my big old spatula. Let's get that nice and stuck. Then we'll go around the edges, getting everything nice and squared. So now we're starting to get the pieces to put together. We need to do the side pieces. So we'll take the 2 pieces that measure 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'm going to bring in this piece. I'm going to trim it down to 10 just to make it easier to manage. Then I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 10. That's just going to make it easier for me to handle the placement of this. And it'll give me some nice even scraps to add to my scrap bin. Now we're going to take this, peel away our backers for both, and we're going to create the side panels. So I'm going to take this piece, place it all the way at the bottom, like this, And I want to have a little bit of space on the side, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So now we're going to do this piece. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to trim away the excess that's on this side, but when I get to the end point, I flare out, and I do that on both sides. And the reason why I do that is because when I fold over, I want to make sure that I don't have any of the chipboard showing. That's why I place it in the center of my piece and I flare out. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut on that flare, and we are going to remove these side pieces here, the excess. Remove the excess here, and we do the same thing over here. I'm simply going to flare out here and flare out here. So let's just go ahead and cut and flare. It's easier for me to flare first on this side, and then I cut. And if you've never seen me put a box together this way, it'll all start to make sense in just a minute. So now we need to add some tape to this so that we can do the fold over. So I am just going to take some tape. And y'all, I do apologize if you're hearing my heater in the background. It is cold today, and my building has concrete walls, so very cold. Now I can take this, stand it up, and fold it over like this, and you can see that I now have some white. I need to get rid of all of that, but I have full coverage on the back side. Fold over. Now let's get rid of this excess. Now I'll take my big old spatula. Let's square the top. Let's make sure everything is nice and stuck. And this is a process that I shared with you guys when I first came on YouTube. It's one of those things that I like to do to try to simplify how we do box making and bag making. And for me, I think it's just an easier way to make a nice sturdy box. Now we have our 5 pieces, and that was the goal, to get our 5 pieces. But one thing that I forgot to do was to cover the back of this. So I'm just going to go back to my handy dandy little book here, and I think I'm just going to take this piece and use it for the back. So you will need a 5th sheet, whether it's decorative or not. So what I'm going to do is take this, bring it all the way down to the end and all the way over to one edge so I don't have to do so much work. And I'm going to take my pen and just trace around my shape. And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to go in about 1/4 of an inch on the lines that I've drawn. And then I also need to do it here at the bottom. We need to remove some of that. So now I should be able to take this and we should be able to put it on the back like that and have a fit, and we do. So I'm going to take some tape and just put down a few sheets of tape, and then I'm going to glue around the edges. So let me peel away the tape backer. Then I'll take my glue, add my glue around the edges. Oops. And we'll be able to put this down. So let's take this and let's just place it down like this. get it nice and stuck. And now we really are ready to put everything together. All right, y'all, so this is going to look a little bit rough here because I thought I was recording and I wasn't. Shame on me. So I've already added the back, and I'm adding the size, and the way that I'm adding the size will show you exactly how I added the back. So all I'm going to do is I am taking some glue. I had already put this together, so I had to take it apart so that I could show you what I did. Luckily, it hadn't really started to dry completely, so taking it apart was very easy. I am adding glue to two sides. We'll take this and we put it in place right here. Like that. And then we're going to take this one and we do the same thing. We're going to add our glue. And this is a technique that I shared with you guys a few years ago when I first came on YouTube of ways that I like to simplify projects in box making and bag making. I try to find the simplest method possible, and I found this method, and y'all, it works wonderfully. And I'm going to take this and we're going to place it right there. I know there were other channels out there that doubted that this would work, and then they tried it and they realized that this is a better way of building a box. So now we're going to take our glue. We put some glue right here and right here. Then I'm going to take glue and we're going to place glue along the bottom of the front piece. And now we can take this, we put it on like this, and we press down. Now I can stand this up. I'm going to press down and press back. Press down and press back. Squeezing as I press down and squeezing as I press back. And now I'm just going to go in and clean up some of that excess glue that has oozed out. Go on the inside and do the same thing. And now we just need to let this little cutie dry a little bit, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so my glue really is dry enough for me to handle this. Now my glue is not completely dry, as you can see from the inside. You can see that white when the glue dries. And y'all, I use reptile adhesive, and when the reptile adhesive dries, it is going to dry clear. Now I do get questions asking me whether or not there is a sheen on that clear, dried glue. And yes, there is. There is a slight sheen on it, but it is drying clear, so you won't have any of the milky white. It'll be clear to the color of whatever you're placing it on. And quite honestly, I don't know any white craft glue out there that dries clear without leaving some type of a sheen. So the sheen has never interfered with the beauty of my project, and it's not going to interfere with this project. So I have brought both of these back in so that you can see all of this crafty goodness. It all starts with this cheapo Dollar Tree piece of home decor. But if you don't have this piece of home decor from Dollar Tree, I gave all of the measurements for the pieces that you'll need to put this project together. So you're able to make this even if you don't have this. Because if you have some papers and chipboard or papers and cardboard, whatever you want to use, you can make this project. So I think that these are just absolutely adorable. I haven't done anything in the way of decorating them. I just left them in the natural built state. But you can see how much room we have here. You can see the glue on this one still isn't dry yet. It will dry clear probably in about an hour. But y'all, look at all of this crafty goodness on this channel. This is what you get. And like I said last year, this channel is not about following the latest trend or regurgitating the latest trend. This channel is about innovating and finding materials and giving ideas that we can then turn around and keep for ourselves, gift, or sell to make extra income for our families. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's incredible craft. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, you just saw the magic happen, and this happens all day, every day. And I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. So hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.